Hello, it's Friday night, and this is Full Day, your late night show. I'm Vin Martin Obiora Ilo. Tonight on the show, we'll be looking at the local government as a platform for the engagement of the grassroots. Our guest is the chairman of OJI-RIVER local government area of Enugu State, Greg Anyaegbudike. Greg, you're welcome to our show.
Thank you. Good to have you here.
Well, we'll be back with you, but let me also remind our viewers that Chi Edozie Nwoye, who is the chief basketball coach in Enugu and also the deputy coach of the Nigerian basketball team, will be speaking to us about harvesting positive youth energy through sports. That will be a little time later. But first of all, let's look at what is trending. A former deputy national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Olabode George, has faulted the recent appointment and reconstitution of boards by the sole administrator of River State, retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas, describing them as illegal. In a statement on Friday, George also picked holes with the decision of the administrator to appoint officials to oversee the 23 local government areas and restructure state boards despite a standing court order prohibiting such actions. He said the actions were clearly against the spirit of the Constitution, warning that Ibas would be held responsible for all his actions. Justice Adamu Mohammed of the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt had previously barred Ibas from appointing sole administrators for the local councils. He, however, went ahead to make the appointments and reconstitute boards of agencies, commissions, and parastatals. Also trending tonight, a lawsuit filed by an Abuja-based lawyer, John Mary Jidobi, challenging the appointment of retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas as the sole administrator of the River State government, was delayed due to difficulties in serving some of the defendants. The delay arose after the counsel to the plaintiff, Chimezie Enuka, informed Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja that hearing notices had not been successfully delivered to Zamfara and Bauchi states, the 8th and 9th defendants in the case. Only the attorneys general of Lagos, Bayelsa, Taraba, and Edo were present in court out of the 36 state governments' attorneys general listed as defendants. Enuka assured the court that all defendants will be served by April 13 and requested an adjournment to complete the necessary procedures, following which Justice Omotosho adjourned the case until June 11. Jidobi is urging the court to nullify all actions and decisions taken by Ibas in his capacity as sole administrator of River State, arguing that his appointment is unconstitutional. He is also seeking a perpetual injunction preventing President Tinubu or his representatives from interfering with the tenure of the governor and deputy governor of River State or any other state. Also trending tonight, the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi has urged Nigerians to stop interpreting judicial matters through partisan lenses. Fagbemi made a statement while addressing journalists with reference to the emergency rule in River State. Fagbemi said he has avoided taking sides on the declaration of the emergency rule, which is now a subject of heated debate and controversy since the matter is being subjected to judicial scrutiny. He said there is need for stakeholders to shun emotions and sentiments when seeking answers to legal questions. President Bola Tinubu on March 18, declared the emergency rule in River State, citing protracted political crisis, following which he suspended Siminalayi Fubara, governor of the state, his deputy Ngozi Odu, and all members of the Rivers Assembly for an initial period of 6 months. Tinubu immediately appointed Ibok Ete Ibas, a retired naval chief, as the state's sole administrator. The National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA, has issued a public advisory warning Nigerians about a fraudulent website impersonating the Google Play Store. And this story has been trending. Head of Corporate Affairs and External Relations, Anita Mrs. Hadiza Umar, who made this known on Friday in Abuja, stated that the fake website was distributing a new malware strain known as the Play Predator Trojan. She explained that the fake Play Store links were being circulated through various social engineering tactics, including phishing emails, malicious advertisements, and SMS messages. According to Umar, once the fake application is installed, the Play Predator Trojan gives attackers unauthorized access to the victim's device. She urged the public to download apps only from the official Google Play Store or other trusted sources. Omar also advised users to verify app developers, read reviews before installation, regularly update their devices and apps to patch vulnerabilities, and use reputable mobile security solutions to detect and block threats. Also trending tonight, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has addressed supporters at a rally emphasizing his government's commitment to countering U.S. tariffs with retaliatory measures aimed at minimizing impact on Canada while inflicting maximum pain in the U.S. Carney assured the crowd that funds from these tariffs would be used to protect Canadian workers and businesses. You're watching Full Day. We'll take a break. When we return, we go straight to our conversation.
Every second, every minute, every day, news is breaking. Events occur and there are new developments. At Signature TV, we follow these stories objectively, bringing all sides without bias, explaining the complex issues, breaking down the numbers, and investigating the issues behind the news. Anywhere and everywhere, near or far, wherever the news is, we will be there. Signature TV. News in your pocket.
Greg, welcome again.
Thank you very much.
You know, tonight, I wanted to look at how the local governments can engage the grassroots. And that was why I pointed out the fact that you had been consultant to the World Bank and you had done some work around grassroots development and all that. Now you're local government chairman. So you've seen it from outside, you're seeing it from the inside. What is making it difficult for local governments to serve as that bridge between those in the rural areas, those in the grassroots, and then the top echelon of government? What has been the challenges?
Thank you very much. I've been pondering on the word difficult because it's not difficult. You're a local government chairman, you are in your local government. One of the things that you need to do is to connect to your people. And your people hear one language: service delivery. That's the language they hear. That's what they want. They want their lives to be better. They want more money in their pocket. They want better life. They want to be treated when they are sick. They want to be their children to go to school. They want, if they want to go to farm, they will get to the farm unhindered. So all of these form the whole package of service delivery. And it becomes difficult to engage the grassroots when you don't have that part of service delivery served to the grassroots. Again, it becomes difficult when you are not able to connect. When I mean connection, it's not just talking. It's about being empathic with their plight, being empathic with what they're seeing. So the challenges there will generally stem out of the fact that you don't have a service delivery package for the grassroots.
So would you say that why we've had this problem is because a lot of people who are chairmen or who are governors have not encouraged, a service delivery attitude for those that are holding those offices? Is that why the grassroots distance themselves from government?
Well, there's an assumption here. The assumption is that they distance themselves. But again, it depends, because a good government, a good leader takes the people to where the people want to be. A great leader takes the people to where they ought to be. So when you say they are distancing themselves, is it because they think that the local government will not do anything for them?
Or because they think that the local government has not, over the years, done anything for them?
Now, yes, but again, information and knowledge is very critical here. One of the major things that is actually hovering around the entire local government system is expectation. For example, when I was campaigning, somebody just said, that our bridge there, we want you to do it for us. And one other person who understands the system says, no, that bridge is not a local government problem, headache. It's a federal government headache, or at most state government headache. So expectation from the masses is one big thing that needs to be unpacked, so that they will understand what should be left for local government, what should be left for the state, and what should be left for federal government.
Can communication and enlightenment help?
It does a whole lot, big lot, in making sure that these populace understand that. But beyond that, in every country, there is paucity of resources. It's very few countries that will have resources that will cater for all their needs, at least for sure. I'm not sure there's any African country that has enough money to cater for all their needs. However, it now comes back to what can we do? What can we not do? And it also comes back to the part of the politician or the leadership. Because when you also, during campaigns, promise them that you're going to put air conditioning on their streets, of course, you are raising the expectation. And when you don't meet up with it, there is apathy, there is that kind of withdrawal from the citizens that the leader has not met their expectation. But beyond that also, if you are able to explain to them, then it goes back to the people themselves, because some of the politicians may be mischievous to start saying some of the things that are not possible. And the people buy these things because during these campaigns they're impressionable. So there's a whole lot of mix on the part of the citizens, on the part of the politicians. Citizens are expecting too much, politicians are promising too much. But there's a fundamental thing here. I like the word you said, communication. Very, very important. If this communication is passed on very well, expectations will be managed, then the availability of resources will also be managed. Then people understand this is what I can ask this person to do, and this is what this person cannot do. And then there's a balance in understanding. Then you can now see people rebuilding confidence in their leaders that, oh, this man is here, he gets so much amount of money, but this is how far he can go with that money. He can't go beyond that. So there's a whole lot of work on the part of both the citizens and the leadership, duty bearers, to be able to have a balance. But again, more of work is required from the duty bearers. You have to come to the people with some level of truth. You have to let them know this is the reality. And then you have to employ what we call a partnership, because so many places develop because of partnership. If there's a partnership between the citizens and the government, for example, check out the building of smart schools in Enugu State and the hospitals, and you find the level of support for supervision that is happening to make sure that the right quantity of materials, the right portion of materials are used, the right standard and specification of materials are used, then you see the people coming out for their own. For example, in my ward, there was this mix that the contractor was using to cast some pillars and decks, and then it wasn't good. It was, even a layman knows that that mix is not good, and then they reported, and government quickly rushes back to decide to say, stop work, come and answer for this. And there's that accountability system embedded in the project where the community is contributing, the government is contributing, because government is not everywhere. You know, it's citizens that can do this. So, but what I said, when I say there's much work on the part of the government, is that it is government that will actually set up these confidence systems where the citizens can actually benefit.
I'm really excited by the fact that you're giving examples around what is happening in your local government, in your ward, and in the state. And I'd like to, let's use your local government as a test case. You've been in office now for about 3 months.
6 months plus.
Oh, 6 months. I didn't know that.
Sure.
So, tell me, how are you able to engage the grassroots to build confidence and then to give them hope that your tenure would take care of some of their challenges?
Yeah.
How are you doing it, and are you communicating? Do you think they are getting the message?
First of all, it's not a knee-jerk approach that I'm taking. Before I was elected, I campaigned. And I campaigned with a manifesto, clearly saying, these are the things I want to do for you. The manifesto was there. I printed it. I unveiled it to the public and said, hold me accountable with this manifesto. However, this is not the end. I hope to be engaging you from time to time. I want you to come back to me so that you study the manifesto, so that we can discuss how we are going to work together to deliver the manifesto. I'm back to my office. I pick the items in the manifesto, and that guides how we run our activities day by day.
In the last 6 months, have you ticked a number of them?
Of course. I've ticked a number of them, and we are moving forward. For example, when it comes to general governance, we want to do things like reforming the way local government works. So one of the first things we did is to start having a good environment for the staff to work in. We're able to restore electricity 24/7 in the local government. And in also helping our work, we're able to put in some 24/7 internet services in the local government. So what do? We encourage the staff to make sure that they try to build their capacity from free online courses that they can find in the net. We've set up a system that will continue improving the capacity of staff to be able to deliver. For example, in the area of security, we promise in general governance also that we're going to provide security for our people. It may interest you to know that in the past 6 months, because of coordinated activities, different efforts, there has not been any major kidnapping incident in OJI-RIVER local government. Some of the few ones that are attempted were foiled and repelled. And today, our people go to their farms without any hitch.
This is interesting because a lot of your colleagues around the state and even outside the state are really having a tough time getting the farmers and the people at the grassroots to go back to their farms?
We are having tough time too.
I mean, looking at it from a peer, review kind of approach, what are you doing right?
Well, I don't want to jump into peer review. However, I want to focus on OJI-RIVER.
So how are you making it work in OJI-RIVER?
Okay.
Are you carrying the people along?
Yes.
Are they part of the security arrangement?
Well, basically, you cannot succeed the way we are succeeding without carrying the people along.
Mm-hmm.
And security is everybody's business. And we've tried to engage all the stakeholders in the security network, including the security agencies, the President Generals, the Igwes, and key stakeholders in the communities. So for us, we try to improve intelligence gathering. We've been very proactive with intelligence gathering. We've also deployed technology. We've purchased drones, and we do a lot of analysis to capture the trend, to capture the routes, entry and exit points. We do a lot of work around making sure that we anticipate what could happen, and then we go to block some of those things that will happen.
So you're proactive.
For security issues, it's not everything you say in the public, but
from what you're saying,
yeah,
I see a proactive approach, because you're already tracking trends to know what sparks it, and see red flags, and then start taking care of it.
Start to prepare ourselves to take care of it. For example, we found out that most times criminality is seasonal. During dry season, criminality seems to reduce, and during rainy season or wet season, there seems to be heightened criminality within the spaces. So right now we are moving into the rainy season. We are preparing much more than we've done before to make sure that we forestall any crime that may come. And it's actually helping us.
Well, Greg, listening to Chedozie, well, that wasn't actually part of what I wanted to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Are you investing in sports?
Yes, the kind of investment you want to make in sports is actually sports for business.
How do you mean? Can you break it down for me?
So, for example, there was a competition by every local government. OJI-RIVER youths participated, but they didn't just participate. We have scouts that are going to look at them to pick talents from them. That's the kind of thing we want to get in sports. So we're not just playing sports for entertainment. We're also trying to get the children to hook up to businesses that accrue from sports.
How did you get the scouts? How did you partner with them?
Some people approached us. Of course, there are scouts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they approached us and we said, okay, the competition is coming, go and look for them. And we're going to have so many other competitions in the local government. The inter-house sports competition is about to be organized. So we get these scouts to come and look at raw talents and see how then we can now support the entire process of picking them and getting them exposed to teams that can actually procure their talents. So that's the philosophy of our sports. We just go straight into sports business. Yep.
So let's go back to what we're talking about, engagement of the people at the grassroots.
Yeah.
And I think about our women, because in our African society, not just African society, even in Enugu State, even in Nigeria, you find out that women are a potential force in growing agriculture. Yes, we talk about mechanization, but mechanization is not fully there. So how are women being supported to continue to be those that make it possible for the food baskets and what have you? How are you and your colleagues engaging at that local level?
Okay, first of all, let me start by saying that there is this farm estate program of the state government in partnership with the local government.
Mm-hmm.
It's a system where each ward, I have 20 wards in OJI-RIVER, so each ward will bring out, not necessarily donate, will bring out 200 hectares of land. So this time around, government will go to farm with them, not just saying bye-bye in the street, in the house. When you go to farm, you come back, we meet again. No. Government goes to farm with farmers. Government provides input, helps clear the land, and support farmers with agronomy services, farm extension services, and then support the input services like seedlings, crop protection, fertilizer, then support in helping the farmers for storage facilities, and the rest of it. So that farm estate program, we are encouraging women because each ward bringing up 200 hectares, the 200 will be shared into 200 pieces, that's 1 hectare each, and a farmer will be allotted a hectare. And those government support will follow up with the farmer.
What kind of government support are we looking at?
That's what I'm saying, input support. Mm-hmm. That's crop, seedlings, crop protection, fertilizer,
extension services,
clearing of land, storage facilities, and most importantly, ready market to buy up the products that are produced.
How are you getting those markets?
That is what government does. Government facilitates these processes, call the people that need those products and connect them with the farmers so that the farmers can gain straight from whatever they harvest from their farms. Even storage facilities, government provides this in the entire farm estate program system. So women are encouraged. And if women go to farms mostly, and this 200 hectares per ward is allocated to farmers, then you find out that mostly it will be allocated to women.
Are the youths captured in
this
farm settlement?
Yes, but it's not like it's something that you gain as a right because you are a youth or because you're a woman. It's something that because you are a farmer. And what we find out is that most times farmers are the women. Mm-hmm. So we are also encouraging them to pick up this particular largesse from government. Mm-hmm. But beyond that too, we are also helping the women through a Women Entrepreneurs Empowerment Growth Initiative program of the chairperson of the local government, who is my wife. Every month, she empowers business women, both farmers, entrepreneurs, traders, each. Every month, she empowers 20 women, 1 per ward, because we have 20 wards. And she empowers them with a sum of 100,000 naira. And these people are now encouraged to plow back this money into their business, into their farms, so that they can do better. Some are poultry farmers, some are crop farmers, and all of these culminate into supporting women. So
my worry, and I need to ask that question, is that a lot of money go to people like this, and there's no follow-up, there's no evaluation, there's no monitoring. Do you, at the local government, at your local government, and in this program that your wife is pushing, is there a way you monitor and follow up to, to be sure that these women are using this money for what it was given for?
The follow-up starts from the beginning. The people that are selected, are they really farmers? Mm-hmm. Are they really traders? Are they really entrepreneurs? That's where it starts.
Do they have shops?
Do they have shops? So that's where it starts, and it happens. So there are people that have been rejected because they did not qualify. They just come to pick the money. They were rejected. And after that, they are being followed up. Very soon, the tour to go around all of these places will start. And these women are followed up with phone calls. Even the day, about 60 women were empowered in the local government. Those that received earlier came and gave testimonies of how the money has been useful to them and how it has supported their business to grow.
So there's a monitoring system.
There is a monitoring system,
okay,
which I said is not starting after the money is given. It's starting even before the money is given.
I'd like to say you were in the outside. You are inside right now. Tell me, concluding, how do we sustain this engagement to make it, to give these people at the grassroots a sense of belonging and for them to have a buy-in into what government is doing?
First of all, it has to be deliberate. We have to carefully mean to serve our people.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the major ways is to get in people that are willing to serve and that are willing to say the truth to the people. And then they will continue to engage in terms of supervision, in terms of calling people, in terms of access. So when people have access to their leaders, they'll be able to express themselves to the leaders. So that opportunity where, for example, every month, the whole town unions in the local government, they meet, the traditional rulers, they meet. And from time to time, I as the chairman or my deputy goes to speak to them. So that particular channel is very good and needs to be sustained. The second channel is through social media, where people that are even living outside the communities can air their voices. And then the other time is having an open line where citizens can actually call and express themselves. Open line, including emails, including phone calls, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms. But most importantly, having a deliberate plan of action.
An intentional effort.
An intentional effort by the local government to continually engage the people. For example, this farm estate program, I am going from community to community, sensitizing them and telling them what it's all about, and for them to participate. Even when we wanted to, there was recruitment for the army and the police, we continue to talk to people, continue to talk to them. So we have a system that is passionate about citizens' engagement.
Okay.
A system that's passionate about partnership. Because it's not just in talking to people, it's also about people bringing in their time, resources to develop our own place.
Greg, I must thank you.
We are pushing on the principle of Akuruno
to
make sure that
I must thank you, Greg.
Come back here.
Thank you for coming on our show. We have a little present for you.
Wow.
So it's something you just keep on your table at the local government.
Wow, this is great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And please, let's continue engaging.
Yes.
And that's how we end our program today. I've been speaking with Greg Anyaegbudike, Chairman of OJI-RIVER Local Government Area. And that's Full Day, your late night show. I'm Vin Martin Obiora Ilo from Enugu in Nigeria. Thanking you for joining us.